What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of The Urban Platform Speaks. This is a special postseason playoff edition. And yeah, man. Welcome back. We're gonna talk about these NFL games. We're gonna start out with the what's the first game?
Chargers, Texans.
Chargers and the Texans, man. I want to hear from everybody, like what before we get to your predictions, I want to hear first of all, what do y'all think that the Houston Texans need to do to win? And then we're gonna take it from there.
I think they're gonna. I think your boy CJ is gonna have to come up with a big game today. He's gonna have to come up with at least 300 passing yards, and he's gonna have to probably at least 50 rushing yards today. That Chargers defense is a monster.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to figure a way to keep them off balance. And the easiest way to do that is do a lot more quarterback runs and a lot more quarterback sneaks to keep them off balance, man. It's gonna be a tall tale for him.
Yeah.
See, I don't think I know the Chargers got some playmakers on D, but I don't know how formidable that D is. I think Houston and the Chargers defense are kind of even as far as the rankings and the statistics. They both pretty good against the pass, pretty good against the run, but I think it's going to come down to who plays the best defense, to be honest with you. And I think Houston has to establish the run. They have to. If they can't establish the run, it's going to be a long day for CJ.
Yeah.
Because both are going to get with him.
Yeah. What about like CJ? Do y'all think like this year was like a sophomore slump for him though?
Yeah, I think he ran into some struggles because they had injuries, they had stuff like that. Mixon got hurt, Diggs got hurt, some tape on him, So yeah, he ran into some struggles. Yeah. But definitely a sophomore slump to some degree. But I just think, like I said, I think they both evenly matched teams, and it's going to be who turns the ball over less, who established the run. Because the quarterbacks, I mean, Herbert's a great quarterback too, but here again, they're going to need play action pass to really help them, move the ball and stuff. Yeah, and stay out of trouble, stay out of third and long and stuff like that.
Well, hey, they did pick up Zeke, though.
Huh?
They picked up Zeke.
Who picked up Zeke?
The Chargers.
No.
Yeah, they did. They picked
For
up
real?
Zeke. Yeah, they picked him up.
Man.
Chargers picked up Zeke Elliott.
I don't know what for. He ain't do nothing for the Cowboys. And he come over here and take up space with the Chargers.
Lifespan of the running back.
Man.
Yeah, but I mean, who picked him up? The Chargers?
Chargers, yep.
J.K. Dobbins starting today.
Right.
Yeah, they picked up both of the Ravens running backs.
Yeah, Gus. He didn't get hurt, but J.K. got hurt. Yeah. I forget what game it was, but he's back. He's playing today. You got Gus Edwards. I don't understand the Ezekiel Elliott pickup. I don't understand that.
I don't know what Harbaugh is thinking. I don't understand it either. But it is what it is. They picked him up. So
if you're gonna bring Ezekiel Elliott, you may as well bring over Jerry Jones with him too. What you need Ezekiel Elliott for, man?
At this point,
that don't make no sense. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you the only reason I can think they're gonna bring Zeke in is because they're gonna pound the ball.
Yeah,
and that gives them another bruising type running back. That's the only reason I can, because it's not like he's catching balls out of the backfield. It's not like he's outrunning anybody. It's not like he's juking people. I just think they're bringing him in for power run. They're gonna line up in the eye and run to the tackles.
If that's the case, then why not bring in a younger, fresher back? You know what I mean? If it's just all about the reps, then why not just bring in a younger, fresher back?
Because it all depends on who's available.
Yeah,
it might not be a younger, fresher back available. That's in their price range.
Yeah. So
that's the only reason I can see you bringing Zeke Elliott in, because he's not outrunning nobody. So I don't. I could just see them shooting him through the tackles, on 2nd and 1 or 2nd and 2. Let them get them couple yards, bring them back out again, and just keep it moving like that. Keep the running backs fresh. Because I think Jim Harbaugh is going to ground and pound on the Texans today.
Yeah, I think he has to.
Yeah,
right.
I agree. I think and Jim Harbaugh, he's from the old school, so I think he is about defense and running the ball,
running the football. Yeah.
So and
it's gonna be interesting, that game. I mean, both teams, like one, I think they averaging like 20-some points a game, like 21, 22. They so close to me. Both those teams, So it's gonna be interesting.
Are y'all surprised though at the speed in which Harbaugh turned the Chargers around though?
No.
They had a lot of talent.
Yeah.
They had a lot of talent. Yeah, especially I mean that. Quarterback, Herbert, and
because they still got Khalil Mack on defense, right?
Yeah,
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack's still down there.
Yeah.
So look, but even with that being said, with them having talent though, that doesn't mean that like that leadership that he brings and that experience that he brings, is not.
Listen, Harbaugh should have been the coach of the Cowboys. We should have grabbed him. Harbaugh is one of those coaches that's out there now. That's one of those elite coaches. He's not an offensive genius. He's not a defensive genius. But what he is, he knows how to manage teams and manage people to get the best up out of them. And he coached old school. You know what I'm saying? When you do stuff like that, you can turn franchises around, especially when you already have talent there. When you know how to coach people. And let somebody else call your offense. Let somebody else call your defense. You just coach situations.
And he's great with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He is outstanding with quarterbacks.
Yeah. Well, and his players overall really like him at the college level. They like him and at the pro level. And so you never really hear too many people say, at both levels that they like.
And let's look at Harbaugh's track record. He's inherited 2 great teams. That's 49ers team he got when he went to the Super Bowl. He inherited that team too.
They wasn't great.
I mean, they had good people on it. I ain't saying it was a great team because the Chargers aren't great. But when you got talent on a team, you can coach talent up, and that's what he did.
Yeah. But I think he did more of a turnaround with the 49ers than with the Chargers.
Yeah.
Well, he took the 49ers, his second year to the Super Bowl, right?
No, not the second year. But I think the year he got there, they went to the playoffs, and they might even made it to the NFC Championship game. But the thing is, the year prior to that, they only had a few wins. It was a drastic turnaround.
Right, but I'm saying you don't make that type of turnaround unless you got talent. You don't go 0, from last place to first place in 1 year unless you got talent there. That's a coaching issue. You bring in the right coach, and then that talent becomes better.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that he proved that he's a legitimate coach at every level. Because everywhere he go, he win, whether it's college or the pros. You know what I mean? And so, that's why I said, and to turn this team around and because even if you have talent, you still trying to get to learn your personnel, and then to do that in the first season, that that's pretty good.
He put together good staffs too.
Right.
He always had good staffs. He had good coaching staffs, things of this nature. To me, that's major for a head coach. The head coach got to be able to put together good staff, develop guys. Not just you be the head coach. You got to be able to develop your coordinators or your assistant coaches, develop them into like coordinator type material. So I think he's good at that too.
Yeah.
So
they come in definitely. What you say, Jim?
So speaking of getting Harbaugh in Dallas, it looks like Jones is going to bring McCarthy back.
Oh wow!
What do you guys think about that?
He wants to. Yeah, he wants to. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, how serious is McCarthy really? looking at the Bears job.
He ain't looking at nothing right now.
I
Why?
think
Because the Cowboys denied him from talking to him.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
you know what though. Like I don't know. All right, say if the Cowboys really wanted to move on from McCarthy, right?
Mhm.
Like who would want that job the way Jerry Jones is? Like what really good coach would want that position the way he is?
Any up and coming coach that wants to get into the NFL and make that money. You know what I'm saying? It's a coaching position. Regardless of who's the general manager, it's the coaching position.
Here's the thing. Does Jerry want an up-and-coming coach, or he wants somebody that's, because to me, he's trying to get a Super Bowl. He's trying to get in. He thinks he has a window to win one. So I don't even know if the type of coach he wants to go there and be underneath of that.
Let me say this. The last time Jerry Jones won a Super Bowl, he won it, he started with an up-and-coming coach. Remember, Jimmy Johnson never coached in the pros.
Yeah.
So, sometimes, you take the chance on that person that you think can move the needle for you.
Yeah, he's been doing that for like the last 25 years, though. You know what I mean?
And he was the new owner.
And it hasn't worked for him. That's the problem.
But him and Jimmy Johnson came in together. You understand?
No.
Yeah. They came together.
Jerry Jones bought the team first
and
fired
Tom Landry.
Tom Landry played 1 year, and then they fired Tom Landry, and that's when he brought him in. Right? They didn't come in together.
But I mean, that to me that was his plan, because them two was friends from college, Jimmy and Jimmy and Jerry.
Yeah.
So I think he knew he was going to put Jimmy in that spot. And one thing he let Jimmy do was run the team. He gave Jimmy the keys. Jimmy came in cutting weight. He was cutting players. He was getting rid of players. He had his voice, But because Jimmy got all that credit, now all of a sudden, Jerry just not keen on that.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
He hasn't been keen on that since he let Jimmy go.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like a real Super Bowl caliber coach. I don't know if they really want to partner with Jerry.
No, I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't.
And these days, though, who is a Super Bowl caliber coach these days, though? That's going to be the whole issue, because
Chicago interviewing Pete Carroll,
and look how bum Pete Carroll was.
He's Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl caliber coach.
But look what he did towards the end.
I think the talent just dwindle around him. I like Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll he fits into that hardball type mold too, because he coached and has success at both levels.
At every level.
I'm gonna tell you this: these teams
every team he coached, he has success.
These teams need to stop going after these 70-year-old coaches and shit, and start bringing some new talent, new blood in here. That's the problem. Okay, they can't get with the team with the 20 and 25-year-old players because they 70. They can't relate. You know what I'm saying? And then they call on these old school plays. Name the last time you seen the I formation. Name the last time you seen a fullback on anybody roster. You know what I'm saying?
See him all the time. Baltimore got a great one, Ricard. San Francisco got a great one.
Name the last time you seen Ricard on a playing field.
He on there all the time. He the lead blocker for Derrick Henry. He the one to be leading the blocking for Derrick Henry.
Dude, do you know they don't do no I formations or double backs for Derrick Henry?
Bro, yes they do.
Dude,
you gotta watch. Yes, they do.
Watch the Ravens game today.
That was the problem early in the season. They was giving the ball to Henry solo in the backfield. They was stopping him in the backfield. Then they started putting Ricard in front of him. He's the ones opening up them holes.
The Ravens run a 2 tight end set, Lamar coming out the shotgun. When that happens, where are you putting the fullback at?
Pay attention.
I do. The fullback is a dead position now.
No.
Not with
fullback is a dead position.
Jim, what you think? You think that fullback position is dead right now?
I see what E-Man's saying. There's still some offenses in the league that put a fullback back there, but I kind of feel like I see where Emmanuel's going, and modern offenses don't rely a lot on the fullback.
Right. I agree that they don't, right? But I'm just saying the fact that, just like what Clayton said, once you put Ricard in front of a 300-pound fullback in front of Derrick Henry, then you got another 260-pound man coming behind him.
Yep.
That's the difference right there.
Yeah.
If you can just load up in the box, and then the first person you come in contact is with Derrick Henry, that's one thing.
Yep.
But if the first person you come in contact with is Ricard, man, that's
the key. But let's bring it back around. The key to today's game is not going to have anything to do with the fullback. It's all going to be Lamar and how mobile he is, and how he's going to. I mean, what are they, 9.5-point favorites?
Right.
Steelers today. I mean, there's going to be all sorts of improv going on today, and he's going to go off.
I disagree with you.
You think?
No, if it's going to be about Derrick Henry, Ricard is going to be blocking for him in front of him. But that's what he ran for 163 yards against Pittsburgh the last game.
It's never
Ricard was the lead blocker.
Listen, it's never about Derrick Henry. Let's look at Derrick Henry's stats this year, and let's put it where it needs to be put at. Derrick Henry gets 100 yards because one play, Derrick Henry gets 55 to 60 yards for that one run. Okay? If you look at Derrick Henry's work this year, okay, he's probably, if it wasn't for these big runs he has every single game, he'd probably be averaging only 2 to 3 yards a carry.
They wear you down, though. That's part of the game plan, though.
Yes.
They wear you down. Like if you get tired of running into Ricard, and then after you to fight through Ricard, and then now you got to tackle this guy when he got up a four-header sting. They wear you down.
Yo, teams has been stacking the box and stopping Derrick Henry. Like I said, if you look at Derrick Henry's work, he's getting them most of his yards on one play, one or two plays. He's breaking them. Okay, the fact there isn't Ricard blocking for him, the fact there isn't even Derrick Henry running. It's not. It's the fact that Lamar is being a great pocket passer and looking and finding the open receivers that he needs to do.
It's not it. It's because they are so potent at running. Derrick Henry gashing you. That's opening everything up for the passing game, the play action. Lamar is number one in play action this year because the running game is so effective. That's what's happening. That's what I'm trying to say. This is why the Ravens have more separation yards, their receivers, than anybody in the league. And that running game.
And I think today Tomlin's going to try to shut both of those down.
Yes.
And that's why Lamar's going to run and use his legs.
Listen, listen, we talking about the Ravens like they're the number one team in the AFC. Okay,
they're the number one offense in football.
No.
Yeah,
check the stats. Check the stats.
You check it.
Because
Ravens, they're the number one offense in football.
Because Lamar he's not even the number one yards in football right now.
No, but the Ravens offense, offense, they're the number one offense in football.
You may be right. Let me check it.
Yeah. Yep, they're explosive, man.
Yeah.
ESPN stats have them at the top with total yards.
Yeah.
Total yards per game.
Right. But Detroit has
Baltimore Ravens.
Right, but Detroit has more passing yards.
Okay, but I'm just saying
as a total, right.
Well, but so does the Bengals.
Right. We're talking about the number one offense. That's everything. The Baltimore Ravens is number one.
Yeah, but the record doesn't prove it.
You said their record
don't prove it.
I'm just saying, Tomlin, you're right. Jim, you're right. He's going to try to take that away. But I'm just saying the key to the game for Baltimore is going to be getting downhill with Derrick Henry. And the key to that, to me, is that fullback blocking for him. in front of them. That's just me.
And Clayton,
And then that's going to open up everything else.
I hear what you're saying, and if that's what they're going to do, they're going to lose to Pittsburgh. They're going to lose.
They beat them last time. They beat them last time doing that. Derrick Henry had 153 on the ground.
And didn't Pittsburgh beat them before?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling you, if the Ravens sit there and say, my game plan is going to be to run Derrick Henry down the Pittsburgh Steelers' throat, that Pittsburgh defense, they're playing into Pittsburgh hands. Okay? Well, because Pittsburgh wants a low-scoring, time-consuming, run the clock down, get less possession as possible for Lamar, and that's how Pittsburgh wins. They're playing into Pittsburgh hands.
All I'm saying is this. If the Ravens come out one-dimensional and they can't run the football, they're going to lose. The way they're going to win is opening that game up with the run game, and then play action starts working. Lamar not going to beat them throwing the ball 30, 40 times a game. He's not going to do it.
And to me, that's the opposite. To me, I think if they start throwing the ball, going vertical, and pulling those linebackers out of that box, then that will open Derrick Henry up. But like you said, and I agree with this, the play action pass, open it up, let's run it, let's get them linebackers out that box. But as long as you got them linebackers in that box and Watt is coming in on you hot, it's gonna be the same Derrick Henry.
And that's the thing. That plays in Pittsburgh hands if you want Lamar back there throwing all the time, because Watt is a game disruptor. You have to run that football and slow that blitz down, slow that pressure down. That way you can start play action passing and
right. But Henry's not that back. Henry has to get a hit of steam. Henry's not like Saquon.
That's why they put that's why they leave Ricard to open up. Telling you, man. Yeah. Hey, and to my point about the fullback. In the NFC is the boy from the San Francisco that used to be on the Ravens. What's his name? Kushek or whatever. And then the AFC is Patrick Ricard from the Ravens, all pro.
Yeah.
Well,
they use him, man.
They got to put an all pro in there because it's a position.
I know, but they really use him.
Because they all pros. They really use him. Hold up. You just named 2 fullbacks out of a 32-team league.
No, I'm just saying to my point that Ricard, they use him. He gets used.
Right, but okay, name the other name another fullback from each league that made it. Name another fullback.
Listen, I agree with you as far as it being a dying thing, but I'm saying the good teams, they understand that position and how to use it, and it's still a very vital part of their run games.
Hold up.
Christian McCaffrey.
So San Francisco is a good team this year?
Not this year, but last year. Look at the run game last year. Kyle Kuchek was lead blocker. I'm just saying, man.
Christian McCaffrey had more yards catching than he had running last year.
He had a lot of yards rushing too.
He did, but he had more yards catching.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Listen, I know you want to go for that, that fullback position. It's a dead position. Let's call it what it is.
And go ahead, Mike.
Like that's what we saying. Like most teams don't incorporate that fullback position, but I'm just saying for what the Ravens have, their skill set and their talents, like that's great coaching. To utilize that part of their game, because that is what makes their running back and their running game effective. And you got Ricard coming in front of you got him coming in front of Henry. If you run him like naked out there like that, of course you can stop. You can put all those people in the box and you're going to stop him, right? You'll have more success. But that's just a part of what wears that defensive line down, and those linebackers when they got to deal with Ricard first, and then Henry after him.
Listen, when y'all watch the game today, you count how many times you see Ricard on that field, and tell me how many total offensive plays they had, and then we can have the conversation again tomorrow. How about that?
And that when Ricard is out there, that's a whole nother wrinkle. That gives them something to deal with. You know what I mean? Like if you got Ricard out there,
if you put 4 wide receivers, that's another wrinkle for them to deal with. I mean,
right? Yeah. And so you kind of dictate what the defense can do when you
No.
go into these different looks.
No, you don't, because if I'm a defensive coordinator, I see you bringing Ricard out there, I know 75 to 80% chance that you're running the ball. What I'm going to do?
Didn't they throw some passes to Ricard this year too?
What am I going to do when I see that? Because if that's the way y'all want to call it, then that makes it predictable. I'm bringing 10 in the box. I'm putting one high safety and let you beat me man to man.
Ricard also caught it. Don't he have some touchdowns too? Didn't he scored? He caught a touchdown.
They use him in the red zone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. He's not a fullback. He's going out on a catch. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Listen again. This is what I'm saying. You bring this man out here. If I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm listening to what you guys are saying, the Ravens should coach, I'm pulling my guys into the box.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm putting helmet on helmet, man on man. So if you're sending 11 guys, I'm sending 11 guys.
And this is what I think is where we're all landing on today's game. Ravens are going to win because they're going to play complementary offensive football.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When the Steelers are trying to stop the run, that's when they'll pull out and they'll air it out, and vice versa.
Right. Let me ask y'all this then. Do the fact that Zay Flowers is not playing, do you think that hurts the Ravens passing game then?
Absolutely. He's their best wide receiver. Why wouldn't it hurt their passing game?
Yeah. He helped Lamar get rid of the ball quick slant, stuff like that. Yeah, he gets separation a lot better than Bateman and the other guys. But
and like you said, Clinton, his yak yardage is off the meters. He's one of the best wide receivers with yak yardage. Yeah.
But like I said, in this kind of game, divisional game, they can beat. To me, Zay Flowers, yes, you want that explosiveness, but in this kind of game, the way they run that football, it lends itself to any receiver stepping in, being able to get some open targets in space. You know, you talk about bringing more men down in the box. I would actually do that because I would make Lamar beat me on the outside. To me, that's still his weakness.
That's what I was saying. Play action. That's what you get that play action.
Right. But I want to say this to you, man. I want to say this to you real quick. Derrick Henry got 16 touchdowns. They asked Ricard, how many of those touchdowns was he on the field lead block? And he said probably about 14 to 13. They said, nope, you was out there for 15 of the 16 touchdowns. I'm telling you, they use that guy, man. He is a key piece.
Most of Derrick Henry's touchdowns are within 5 yards.
Not all of them. He's in broke some long ones too.
I said most of them.
But he got 16. He's got 16.
I think he's only had 2 long rushing touchdowns.
But you're missing the point. The point is this guy is leading the way.
No, you're missing the point that
Derrick
out of all the Pro Bowlers, there's only 2, one from each side, and there's nobody else.
Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley both have the most yards before contact than any other running backs in the league. It's taking them 3-4 yards before they even make contact.
I don't think Derrick Henry. I think Jacobs is number 2. I don't think Derrick Henry is up in there in that before contact. Now Jacob is a beast up there in Green Bay. But anyway, we're
Saquon was number 1, and I know Derrick Henry was in the conversation as well.
But let me say this. Let me say this because I think we're talking about the pluses and the minuses of the Ravens. I think it's going to come down to Russell Wilson's play. And that's what's going to kill the Steelers. It's going to be their offense. Because I think in this game, the Ravens only going to need to score 17 points to win because Russell Wilson ain't scoring shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to score shit. You can give him 6 fullbacks, 14 people on the field against 11 of the Ravens, and he still ain't going to score.
Well, what happened to Russell Wilson these last 4 or 5 games? Why do you think like he fell off like that?
He's getting old.
Yeah.
You think it's the weather though? As the weather has gotten colder, that's affected his game?
No, I don't think so. I think the Steelers are struggling to run the football. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah,
you can't run the football, you know, you can't play action. You can't.
right.
That moon ball, George Pickens missed some games. There's been a whole bunch of things going on there. But they can't run the football.
No one's scared of their passing game.
Nope.
Yep. And when you can't run the football, no one and it you have to put the game on your shoulders. He's
Yep.
not that guy anymore.
Yeah. So look, the
I don't think he
Steelers.
ever was that guy. Boy.
So let me
Go ahead.
see what I had here. Now, so the Steelers in their last 5 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because defense has always been their calling card, you know what I mean? That's what they've been noted for. Their last 5 games, they've been giving up like an average of 42 points.
Yeah.
Because they on the field too long.
They're on the field.
They on the field. When your team goes 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, your defenses get tired just like offenses do. And you got to remember, defense is always chasing. That's why the hurry up offense is always good for the offense and never good for the defense. Because the defense is always chasing. When that Pittsburgh Steelers team is out on that field for a long period of time, some of us get tired just like everybody else. Russell Wilson and that offense don't sustain drives that allow that defense to rush, Joe. You know what I'm saying?
I think the Steelers are going to try to slip in a lot of Justin Fields, have him do some design quarterback runs to help the running game,
right?
To move the ball. You got to establish that run somehow.
But is that like the fact that they're going back to Justin Fields though? Is that like a sign of desperation though?
Yeah, they are desperate.
They are desperate.
Absolutely.
They just lost 4 in a row, and
they
back their way. They back their way into the playoffs. If
Mike Tomlin said it. He said I'm open to any kind of thing we got to do to try to get this win. That's desperation. I'm willing to try it all.
And see, and the thing I really don't like about it is Mike Tomlin didn't try to address some of the running backs' problems like San Diego did. You know what I'm saying? You go out there on this waiver ride and see if you can get anybody that can help you stretch anything out. And they're running with what they already have. You lose 4 in a row. Nobody's scared of you. They'll play you man up all day long because your wide receivers can't get open, can't get separation, and then your running backs is ineffective. They're going to have a hard time against the Ravens because the Ravens are sending. They're going to send them at them because Russell Wilson decision-making has not been that good in the last 4 games.
Yeah. And the Ravens, I think they're the top team against the run, or one of the top teams against the run.
Yeah.
So you already fighting an uphill battle.
I know they're the top team against the pass. I know they got they're number 1 against the pass. The Ravens, they're number 1 against the pass.
No, they number 1 against the run, not the pass. Their secondary has been their Achilles heel all year. They gotten better over the last few games, but that's been their Achilles heel.
So look, let me ask you, So I forgot what I was going to say. But look, the Ravens. What do y'all think about the fact that Lamar? Lamar he got named to that first team All Pro, right? Now they said most of the time when you get that as a quarterback, that they follow that with the MVP. So that's why I wanted to get Corey on here today,
right?
Because Corey, he definitely trying to sell that MVP thing.
All Ravens fans are.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a Ravens fan, though, I think it's more important for him to win that Super Bowl than it is to get that his third MVP.
The Baltimore Ravens have
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's only right that he's first team All Pro. Now that's one of those things where statistics determine that.
Right.
Who else was going to be first team All Pro quarterback? That makes sense. Yeah, but I just think the lines. I think people confusing valuable with best.
Right.
The best year.
Exactly.
They're confusing that,
Right.
But don't get me wrong. I think it's so close. I saw this happen before. Steve McNair, Peyton Manning. They were co-MVPs. They couldn't decide. So I wouldn't be surprised if they both get the award. They just have co-MVPs. But you can't. I mean, Lamar's had he's had a historic season.
Yeah.
Only 4 picks. The highest completion percent. All this stuff he's doing, right? 4,100 passing yards with 800 rushing. I mean, that's crazy for a quarterback. But Derrick Henry, to me, is making a lot of that. Everything is opening up
Right.
for Lamar. So, and then when you look at his athleticism, he can hold the ball and stuff, and broken plays, off schedule, shit get wide open. So he's doing his thing. But that talent around him, 9 Pro Bowlers, Derrick Henry, that's helping. With Josh Allen, he doing everything.
So is it Super Bowl or bust then? Is it Super Bowl or bust for the Ravens?
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to tell you this why. Yeah. Right. I'm going to tell you this and why. And first, to answer the question about Lamar, I think what they did last year is actually hurting him from the MVP race. Because they were the number 1 team last year, and he won it. Now, they're not even the number 1 team. I mean, they're not even the number 2 right now. So that made his success from last year, I think it's going to hurt him this year in that MVP running. But for them itself, it's definitely Super Bowl or bust, because now how do you explain to your fans you have 9 Pro Bowlers and you still can't make it to the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? You number 1 last year, you got a home field advantage, you're in the championship game, and you still don't make it to the Super Bowl. You got Lamar playing lights out that no one can even come close to, and you still can't win a playoff game.
Well, is that going to fall on coaches too? Like, is John Harbaugh?
He's gone. He's gone. If they don't win it all this year, I think Harbaugh's gone.
You think so?
I think
they might move off of him. They might. Yeah. They might.
Well, what about
does the path of the Ravens go through Kansas City?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As long as Kansas City win. Yeah.
Well, even that, even if Buffalo wins and Kansas City loses, then they got to go to Buffalo.
But check this out. If Buffalo advance, Baltimore advance, Baltimore goes to Buffalo.
Right.
And then to get past Buffalo, you got to go to Kansas City.
Right. So what happens is Kansas City will play, if the Chargers win, Kansas City will play the Chargers.
Either team.
Right. Kansas City will play either the Chargers or and Buffalo will play either the Ravens or
Pittsburgh. Yeah. So that's tough. One thing is going to be removed from the narrative. All this Lamar has been asked to do more with less, and he don't have this and he don't have that. They need to get him this. They need to get him that. All that's out the window this year. Yeah. To me, it's been out of the window, but it's out of the window. So now, and I'm going to coin Stephen A. He said it best. He better not struggle.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this.
If Stephen A.
If the Ravens
better not struggle.
If the Ravens lose to Kansas City in a championship game this year, Harbaugh is gone. Okay? Yeah. I'm just going to put it out there. Harbaugh is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Just because the simple fact, you cannot give Harbaugh any more weapons that he already has.
Yeah.
And he can't be successful with this. It's just not. It's time for a change.
Let me ask y'all this then. On the flip side, if Pittsburgh lose today, is Tomlin gone?
No.
You don't think so?
No. Everybody should be thankful in Pittsburgh of what they have. Because remember, they started out with no quarterback. Mm-hmm. So, just to be in the playoffs and talking about, a chance at the Super Bowl that other teams don't have, puts Tomlin in that discussion that he don't have to worry about nothing. The only thing it is some other team try to swoop in and give him more money.
No, nobody in the last 20 years has done more with less than Mike Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's facts.
Now I just reminded y'all about the 5, like the last 5 times they made it to the playoffs and they giving up an average of 42 points per game. So that gotta have some negative ramifications though, as far as Tomlin is concerned.
But it might in any other organization. But that Pittsburgh organization, they don't fire coaches.
Right.
Okay. They have had 3 coaches in the whole franchise history. They don't fire coaches. That's why they're so successful. Tomlin has not had a losing season yet. You know what I'm saying? And compared to what talent he's been getting, especially since Roethlisberger left, that they haven't had a quarterback. They haven't had a stable quarterback since.
Right.
But he's still winning. He's still relevant. And I think that.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead, man. I was going to say, I think that weighs a lot when it comes to the upper management in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying?
Coming into this season, they wasn't even expected to even be in this situation they in. They was in first place all the way up to like the last few weeks of the season. Nobody saw Pittsburgh coming. They was predicted to finish last in the division.
Right.
You know, and then they have two quarterbacks. How many coaches that's able to manage two quarterbacks? They say if you got two quarterbacks, you don't have no quarterback. So for him to be able to manage that and then not have Justin Fields give up on himself and give up on the team when he starts the year off, and then he gets benched for Russell. Let's not say he got benched. Let's just say coming out of camp, Russell was the start QB1. He was QB2, but he got to play supposedly because Russell's injury. But still, he was playing well. And the conversation was, do you really make that switch? Mike made it. He made the switch when everybody said he shouldn't, and it worked out beautiful for them. They were scoring more points. They were stretching the field. But Justin Fields didn't put his head down. He didn't quit on the team. When he called his number, the kid responded. So the way players respond to this guy, I can't see them letting him go. Players respond to him, regardless if they've given up a lot of points in the playoffs. They go one and done, and that's a talent. That's a talent thing. That's a team talent thing more so than it is coaching. Because to me, he's overachieved. Like the year before, he had Mitch. What was the quarterback? Trubisky and Kenny Pickett and they winning games with that. So yeah, if Tomlin leave, it's gonna be because Pittsburgh and them mutually parted ways and another team won his services.
Tomlin can come right over to the Cowboys. Fuck it. If they won't let him go, come over to the Cowboys. We'll take his ass.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
What about like what does the future hold then for Russell Wilson?
In my opinion, if they're gonna lose tonight, I'm putting Ravens to win. I think they may sign him for another 1-year contract.
Do you mean the Steelers?
I think the Steelers will let him shop himself around and offer him another 1-year contract.
Yeah.
And see who else, if somebody else offers him more, they'd be like, okay, you can go. But I think they offer him another 1-year contract.
Nothing long term.
Yeah, nothing long term. 1 year is the most you give Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And then if he does sign, then what you do is you try to get some wide receivers. Like, you go down to Miami and see if Tyreek Hill was willing to come up. You go and find some wide receivers, some veteran wide receivers to put around some rookies and see if that's the case.
Right. I don't think Russell there long term. Nope. I want to see this. This is interesting to me. What's going to happen with this wide receiver Pickens?
Right. Yeah.
What's going on with him?
If I know Mike Tomlin like I see he's done, they're gonna get rid of him. Same way they got rid of Brown. Just get rid of him. Yeah. Especially when you got people like Tyreek Hill that's unhappy down where he's at. You know what I'm saying? When you got talent like that's unhappy in Miami, go ahead and do what you want to do. We'll let you go, and let's go out and find somebody else. Pittsburgh is famous for that.
But here's the challenge with Tyreek. He under contract. Who gonna pick that contract up?
It ain't like Pittsburgh paying them boys a whole bunch of money up there.
Now, I'm just saying Tyreek's under contract. He wants out of Miami, but how he gonna get out? Who's gonna pick that up?
Pittsburgh can pick it up, especially if Miami plays a portion of it.
I don't know if Pittsburgh won't pay that kind of money.
I mean, hey, shit, why not? And what they got to lose at this point?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If Mike Tomlin can coach motherfuckers up like he does, that'd be a great spot for Tyreek.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, you still like, all right, if you get Tyreek up in Pittsburgh, will Russell Wilson be able to get him the ball though? Russell Wilson, you know what I mean?
Probably not.
Yes, he will. Man, all that separation Tyreek gonna get, Yes.
I still don't think he's gonna be able to hit him.
Yes. Come on, y'all.
Still don't think so.
Quick slants. Oh, come on. Man, you talking about the cheetah, man. Come on, can't nobody cover that kid.
Hey, I'm not saying he ain't gonna get open. I'm saying Russell Wilson ain't gonna get him the ball. That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying Tyreek won't get open. Russell just ain't gonna get him the ball. Now, if you had somebody that was throwing a 10-yard, in or a 10-yard slant, anything under 15 yards, Russell Wilson the man. But with the cheetah, that motherfucker, you don't throw the ball until he's 20 yards out. Until he's at least 20 yards out.
You haven't been watching the moon balls, man?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Come on,
man,
bro.
Hey, you don't
Russell's
pass the ball.
accurate with that football.
Man, you listen.
He's still accurate with that football.
Hey, I can't tell these last 4 games. I can't tell.
Because everything breaking down around him.
I can't tell. I mean, look, like I said.
All right, so if it's the case that everything is breaking down around Russell Wilson, then so was Sean Payton correct what he said about Russell Wilson when he was in Denver? You thought he was off with that?
Yeah.
What did he say? What he said different things.
Well, I'm referring to his statements that like Russell Wilson was a prima donna and he was like old and over the hill, basically.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that him being old and over the hill got disproved this season. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as him being a prima donna, I don't know.
Well, see, I disagree with you on that. I think it showed this year that he was old and over the hill because at the beginning he was doing fine. Then it came down toward the end where you playing 12, 13 games in, and now you tired, you getting beat up. Now you showing your wear and tear.
Yeah. That last third of the season is where it really shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's an indictment on the team, not him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
When your main guy, the only guy that really is dangerous out there that teams scheme for is Pickens. If you lose him for 2 or 3 games, you don't have anybody else out there creating that kind of separation and stuff like that, and you have no running game. I don't care how great a quarterback is. It's only maybe one quarterback that can really squeak out some wins with no running game, and I believe that's Patrick Mahomes. Other than that,
your boy in Buffalo.
No, they need a running game. Listen, they don't have a superb runner. No, last year, what made him turn their season around, because he was turning the ball over like crazy. He was throwing 40 times a game. They stopped and started running the football. That's what you got to do. Now, if you don't have no running game, I don't care who you are. They're going to stop you because the defense going to pin their ears back. You one-dimensional, they're coming for you. It's going to be a struggle.
Right. But still, if you look at Russell Wilson's gameplay this year, it's a lot of bad decisions on Russell Wilson's part. It's a lot of ugly throws. It's a lot of ugly throws on Russell Wilson's part this year. It ain't just like we talking that, they blitzing Russell Wilson every play and he doesn't have. No, we ain't talking about that. We talking decision making. We're talking about Russell Wilson and his athleticism. He's been throwing some ugly passes.
And I think Pittsburgh was in first place all year because of Russell Wilson's decision making.
I disagree on that. I think he was in first place because of their defense. Nah, bro. Because look at Russell Wilson. Name one game this year Russell Wilson won for them.
Against the Redskins. They sent the all-out blitz. He hung in the pocket, threw that bomb. Bam! They went for it.
What was the score that game?
Against Cincinnati, they had to score like in the 40s. What are we talking about?
In the 40s.
Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Dude, again.
Yep, hold on.
You're talking 2 games out of 17.
You just asked me name one.
I said, you said 2 games out of 17.
But you asked me to name one. You didn't say that. You said name one, and I gave you 2.
Listen, if Pittsburgh is betting on Russell Wilson to win this game for them, I can guarantee, okay, that the stakes, that the Ravens are going to go up in far.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Russell Wilson is a bum.
I'm just saying it's not as bad as you making it out to be.
It
He has
is.
carried this team. He has put points on the board. They was in first place all year because of his decision making. Now you trying to make it like he's made piss poor decisions all year. He's made,
No.
and that's not the case.
No,
That's
I'm
just
not
not
saying.
true.
Hold on. I'm not saying he made piss poor decisions all year. I'm saying he
Okay.
played piss poor. I ain't saying he
Yeah.
made piss poor decisions. I'm just saying his gameplay.
Let me say this. Jeremiah W says that he says stop. Russ is in the playoffs and Burrows isn't, right? Now, I think in Burrows' case, though, I think it was more so of a team thing with Burrows because Burrows has really balled out almost all season.
Burrows has the top quarterback numbers out there, the most yardage and everything. That's defense. That's where you can compare the two sides of the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always say my offense can score 40 points, but if my defense gives up 41 points, I lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's he's a different beast right there. That's a different animal. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
They scored 37 against the Jets. Russell threw for 2 touchdowns, 264, 16 and 29. Okay, that's one.
So
Hold up.
all those points, he only scored 2. He only scored 2 touchdowns.
touchdown passes.
Right.
That's good.
What? Do you know what
good. They had balance. Najee
okay.
Harris had 111 yards on the ground.
How many touchdown passes?
Balance.
How many touchdown passes?
What?
How many touchdown passes did Najee Harris have in that game?
How many touchdowns did Najee Harris have in that game?
Uh-huh.
He had 1 TD. Pickens had a TD. Russell threw 2 TDs. I mean, that was balance.
We're not talking balance. What did you do? Give me a stat from the last 4 games.
I'm saying that he made good decisions.
Give me a stat from the last 4 games.
We already know they struggle, but
that's what I'm talking about.
Man, they was dealing with injuries, man. And no running game.
Listen, you know what that sounds like? That's like me saying, yo, my Cowboys are one of the greatest teams this year, but because we had injuries, we sucked. Hell no, we were bad. We were terrible.
We were bad. Right, but the Pittsburgh wasn't bad to me. You had key players that got hurt at key moments.
Every team
even when they played the Ravens the second time, TJ Watt had a rolled ankle, so he wasn't even 100%. He couldn't come around that corner the same.
Every team
there was
goes
a lot
through
of
that.
things different with
every team goes through that. Every team goes through that.
If
that's the case that we blame losses on injuries, then shit.
I'm not blaming that.
Every team in the NFL.
I'm not blaming the loss. What I'm saying is how effective you can be when things are falling down around you.
When you
one-dimensional, you're sitting duck.
And that's my point. How effective is the things are falling around? They're going down for Pittsburgh. How effective is Russell right now?
Very.
And that's why Coach Tomlin should be in the conversation for Coach of the Year because he's done so much with a team that has so little going for it. Other than one good edge rusher.
Yep.
That's it.
And a highly touted wide receiver who had his ups and downs.
Yep.
And it's leadership. That's why it's leadership. That's why the Steelers were in the conversation this year.
And let's not forget about the veteran, Jim. What's the guy name? He's a veteran, been around for a long time. He's solid too. He's a leader on that team.
What?
No.
On defense or offense?
Fitzpatrick. No, not Fitzpatrick. Is it Fitzpatrick? No, Cameron Hayward. That's what I'm talking about. Cameron Hayward. Don't forget about him. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Jim. I ain't gonna cut you.
No. I'm just saying the participation trophy we'll give it to the Steelers. They made it to the playoffs. They're not making a path today.
I agree.
He said participation trophy, huh?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
So what's the other game? Who does Denver play?
All right, let me go
play
ahead.
the Bills.
Yeah, Denver play the Bills tomorrow.
You gotta save that for tomorrow's show, man. Or you want to get into it now?
No, we're good.
We could do both.
Yeah.
It don't really matter to me.
Yeah.
Because I think that's going to be a good game. Because, like, what do you think about the job that Sean Payton has done in Denver?
Absolutely a great job. When everybody doubted him, and especially doubted his picks, when he picked that quarterback, I'm like, huh?
Bo
Nix. And look at him, he's in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I take my hat off to Bo Nix. That rookie, he's solid. He poised.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see.
That AFC West division has got some talent.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Sean Payton is good with quarterbacks too.
Yeah.
He's proven that he's very good with quarterbacks. So
I think that's why he had so much trouble with Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson had, he's a Super Bowl quarterback, and how much input is he taking from Sean Payton when Sean Payton tells him to do something? You know what I'm saying? That's where I think they really clashed at.
I don't. I think they clashed in the beginning. Sean just didn't want him.
Yeah, I think they clashed in the beginning.
Sean didn't want him.
Sean was making disparaging comments before he
got the job. As soon as he got there, he didn't like the fact that he had this parking spot and he had this and all this stuff. He came in cleaning all that up. He's like, you're not going to be above the team. He had an issue with Russell before they even played a game.
Right, but if you look at it, do you think he was right to have those issues about one player and how he's trying to overshine everything else?
Well, if that's how he wanted to run his ball club, I get it. Yeah.
But because why would you allow your star player to do something like that, like have an office up on the second floor away from his teammates and some of the special perks and stuff that he was trying to take advantage of?
Well, I'm gonna take you back to man's homeboy, Jimmy Johnson. Yeah. Jimmy Johnson said there will be players on my team that get special treatment.
Oh yeah.
He ran his team like that.
Yeah, he ran his team like that. He was one of those coaches that let you know if you're an all-star and you play hard for me, you got your perks.
Yes.
He was one of those coaches.
Yes.
Like everybody on the team ain't the same. I ain't gonna treat the practice squad members the same way I treat my team that's in the all-star in the Super Bowl. We're not going on that level. So I understand that part.
Yeah, so
but they what was that? Troy Aikman was playing at that level at that time. And then so if Russell's struggling and he got a penthouse office, they don't really look
right.
The penthouse, they don't look good.
But remember, even when Russell was in Seattle, though, remember Marshawn Lynch had that story where as though he couldn't even get Russell Wilson's phone number. You remember that story? He couldn't even get Russell Wilson's phone number. So Russell Wilson, if you're a prima donna and each his own, but some coaches don't like that prima donna.
They don't
stuff.
like it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just don't like it.
So do you think Tomlin killed that energy, or you think being humbled in Denver made him come more humble? Do you give Tomlin the credit, or what happened in Denver?
I give Tomlin the credit because before they even picked Russell Wilson up, I think Tomlin had a conversation with Russell Wilson to let him know his expectations, the way they was rolling, and everything else. And Russell Wilson agreed to it. That's why I believe when Russell Wilson got hurt, was coming back, they put him in right away. Because him and Tomlin had that understanding before Russell Wilson even came there. And then for Russell Wilson to lose his spot because Fields is playing so good would have been detrimental to the relationship between Russell Wilson and Tomlin. So I believe they definitely had that conversation.
Yeah, I think that because of what happened to Russ in Denver, I think that gave also some leverage to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that experience did humble Russell. You know what I mean? Kind of get him back down to the level because you don't want to separate yourself from your teammates and make it seem like you are above them. So I thought that he used that as leverage.
But I'm gonna tell you something that we should watch out for. If Pittsburgh doesn't pick up Russell Wilson, I could see Russell Wilson going to the Jets on a 1-year contract.
Getting back to Denver, right? This gonna be a hard game for Josh and them, but that defense.
Mm-hmm.
Denver, I mean, because you already just a one-man show with Josh, right? And Denver defense, they don't give up about 18 points a game.
Yeah.
They give up only maybe 200 some yards in passing game, and like under 100 yards in the rushing game. The best thing going for Buffalo is that they home.
Yeah.
Denver got to travel to them. That's gonna be tough.
And don't forget, Denver was a few seconds away from beating the Chiefs
Kansas City.
at Arrowhead.
Yep.
Right.
And a fluke blocked field goal saved the day for the Chiefs. Yeah.
Yep. So let me ask you a question. If Denver wins and the Ravens win, does the Ravens get the home game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They got to come to Baltimore. Yep. Mm-hmm. But so I honestly believe, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I don't believe it's a conspiracy. I believe it's I believe when you have a business, you strategize and you try to get the most profit you can. You try to grow your sport, all that. I believe the NFL really, really wants that matchup with Josh and Lamar because it's going to be the easiest game to build. It's going to be a game that's going to draw a huge viewership because the whole conversation has been around which one of them are the MVP. So I'm anticipating a divisional round showdown with them two. But I do think this is going to be a difficult game for Buffalo. I really do. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Green Bay and Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you got to say about that, Jim?
I want to see a good game. I think it's going to be one-sided. I really
think so.
I think I don't know what I need to look up what the line is, but I think that's going to be it's not going to be an easy game for the Eagles, but I don't think they're going to be tested too hard.
Yeah. I don't really see him being tested either. I just think that Saquon going to do his thing as usual, and then I don't see a big test right
now.
Now
is Hurts scheduled to play?
Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts back.
I haven't heard that Hurts will be out.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now keep in mind too, Jordan Love. I know he's young. I know he's playing good, but he's young. Philly got the #1 defense in football. #1.
Yeah.
So I think Philly can win it whole. I think Philly can win the whole thing.
Yes. So
I think they legitimately got the best team in football.
Well, hey, let's not forget though, Green Bay is the Giant Killers. So
now I want to because Tom did say he liked Green Bay, right? But I want to know why Tom is picking Green Bay.
Hey, if you was betting on Green Bay last year to beat the Cowboys, you won some money. So I mean, hey, I would keep it going. Shit, they bet on Green Bay in the first round again.
Yeah. I just don't really see that, but being a good game. Well, what about? I like this game though. Washington and Tampa Bay. I like this game. I think this is gonna be an interesting.
The way Baker Mayfield's playing, dog, is like Jesus. They're like, where does Baker Mayfield come from, man?
Yeah.
So I got Tampa winning.
You got Tampa?
Yeah, I got Tampa winning.
I'm going with the Commanders.
You're going with the Commanders?
I'm going with the rookie. I'm going with the rookie. Yep. I like Washington.
I like Washington too. I do too.
I like Washington, and they got a lot of they got a lot of skill on offense. I'm worried that the bright lights of the playoffs are gonna catch up with Jaden.
Yeah.
The pressure. I mean, it's amazing. He's the outlier in first-year quarterbacks. It's not supposed to be that easy for a quarterback to perform at the level he's performed at first year. But we all know the playoffs are a different beast. Everyone's faster. Everyone hits harder. The plays are quicker. I don't know that Jaden's got. I would be pleasantly surprised if he's got the mettle to overcome the pressure.
I mean, you gotta look at it too. Them boys down in Tampa, man, they throwing that ball left and right down there right now too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like Washington, and I think Washington has a very bright future. But right now, I just think the play of Baker Mayfield and the play of them wide receivers down there right now, it's going to be a bit much for Washington to overcome, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
But see, I like the inexperienced aspect of Washington to some degree. Don't forget they got Bobby Wagner though, and he's been there, done that. But I like that whole Washington ain't got nothing to lose, so they're gonna be loose. They're gonna play free. They don't know what they don't know. You know what I mean? So I like them in this spot.
You make a good point, right? Because Sean Payton said that same thing in a speech he gave to his team, that young players are dangerous in that way. And so that's the mindset that he want them to maintain, that mindset, because you're right, they don't know what they don't know, and sometimes they don't know what they're up against, and that
Right.
Well, and to be honest with you, sometimes that does hurt you because Baker Mayfield has been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? So he knows what to do, how to handle situations, and certain things he need to do. When you're a rookie and you haven't been in that predicament, you don't know how you're going to react until you're actually there.
Yeah.
You know, and prime example is when you see guys all the time dropping the ball before they get into the touchdown. You know what I'm saying? That's a rookie mistake. That's a mental mistake error that, a lot of people make because they want to celebrate so much and they don't know how to act when they get into that situation. Like, oh shit, I'm ready to score a touchdown. I'm gonna drop the ball before I get past the line. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing and a bad thing sometimes because sometimes experience, especially when it comes to these playoff games, is more effective when you're trying to maintain the mentality of we need to win. Look, guys, we're only down by 14, and this is the third quarter. This is what we can do to come back. One play at a time, one step at a time.
Yeah,
Whereas though you might get a rookie in there that gets down by 14 points, and now he's thinking he has to throw the ball all around and throwing interceptions now.
Yeah, and I think in most cases that inexperience, in most cases, it catches up with you in the long run.
Yeah, look at the Penn State game. Look what happened in the Penn State game.
Yeah.
He did a more experienced quarterback in that type of mind, in that type of setting.
You don't throw that ball.
You don't throw that ball, right?
You don't throw that ball. That's crazy.
Because he's never been in that time set, and his mentality is, I want to win this game for my team. So I'm gonna go above and beyond.
That's why I be thinking some things are orchestrated. Like, why did he throw that?
Because
he said he was trying to throw it in the ground. So if you're trying to throw it in the ground, you throw it in the ground. Dude, I don't understand that. But I'm gonna say this about Jaden. I don't think he's gonna try to do too much. I think if he drops back and things aren't there, his legs are gonna be crucial in this playoff game. Yeah. That's gonna be the backbreaker.
Right, because he's going to be the fastest.
Legs.
He's going to be the fastest person on the field.
Yes,
he's going to be the fastest.
Yes.
So if, like you said, if he's smart enough to do his check downs and his second check down ain't there and he's gone, Washington has a great chance of winning this game. But if he do like that dude in Pitt did on what was it, Thursday, and instead of him running, he throws it to his third check down that's covered, and they lose that game.
Yeah, but I think he is in the same position this year that CJ Stroud was in. You know what I mean? As coming in as a inexperienced ball player and trying to take his team to the next level. That's why I said that his inexperience is going to catch up with him.
But did you see what CJ did last year in the postseason? That first game against the Browns?
Yeah.
He lit it up.
Yeah.
He lit it up. They lost to the Ravens, but he lit it up against the Browns. And the Ravens, their defense was number 1 last year. So now you're talking about a rookie going against the number 1 defense in the league. I thought CJ played outstanding to be a rookie in that, especially in that first game.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Jaden, man, I don't know. I just think his legs are going to be a factor. That's just what I think. Yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt that. I definitely don't doubt that.
Yep. So
Hey, gentlemen, I gotta go, gentlemen. I got an indoor golfing thing to go to today.
All right,
So
man.
I'm gonna play virtual golf, whatever the hell that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
you pay attention to Ricard today when you watch that game tonight.
I'll tell you tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about this, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be me and you tomorrow. The Ravens gonna score 100 points, and Ricard is gonna be on
Hey,
2 touchdowns after 100 points.
and Derrick Henry, he gets 2 yards before contact.
We gonna talk about
and
it.
Saquon gets 3. Saquon gets 3, damn near 4 yards before contact.
What is this virtual golf? What is this virtual golf?
Yeah,
Have you seen the new Tiger Woods league where they're playing indoor and
No.
you hitting the ball into a screen?
Oh wow.
Well, the concept of it is old as dirt. Okay, pretty much all golf courses have it. It's basically playing golf indoors.
Yeah,
there's a lot of that stuff going on up in Minnesota.
Yeah,
where, because there's a lot of up in Minnesota. There's a ton of golf courses, but you don't have as long a season to play on. And so a lot of those places have you project it up on a screen, and then you just into a screen, and the computer shows you where on the field that the ball ends up.
Right. And it's basically playing golf indoors. Yeah. The good part about it is Tiger Woods just started the league. I think that first game was last week or something like that. The first preview was last week or something like that. It's all virtual indoor golf. So it's all golf indoors using the same concept. So, either way, I'm going to suck. Indoors, outdoors, it don't matter. I'm still trying to get under 120. So let you know.
120?
Yes, dog. I sucked last year, yo.
But even that, though, people sound bad, but people don't realize how much, like even those pro guys, they just like, when they average like in the 80s, like some of them guys on tour. So that 120 sound bad, but that's not too bad, man.
Dude, let me tell you. If my golf game was an NFL player, I would be Jamarcus Russell right now. Okay? Plain and simple. Dude, my golf game is terrible, but it's fun. And and I'm old enough to keeps my competitive spirits alive. Because if I go try to play basketball right now, pass out defibrillator type situation. If I go play football, not getting well for 3-4 months, be out of work, concussion protocol for the next 9 weeks. So, golf is that next level. Now, one of my boys play pickleball. I can't see me going to that.
I want to try that.
Yeah,
these damn knees of mine, though. I want to try that.
Yeah, I can't do pickleball right now. But he loves pickleball.
I don't have great lateral movement at this stage, but I want to try it so bad.
I'd rather play table tennis than daggone pickleball.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I feel you on that, Mike. Yeah.
But like I said, golf, when you fellas are ready to do a show live from the golf course, we can do that too.
All right, we can do
that. Real quick, man, you ever shot in the 90s?
One time 2 years ago when I first started.
That's cool.
And that's when I didn't know what the hell was it. I didn't know what I was doing.
See, that's the thing. You gotta not think sometimes. Just feel. But
that's what it is. I'm going to say my problem is every time I get up to tee off, I want to smack the ball to the moon. That's my problem from the beginning. I want to smack it to the moon. So
even in a situation, huh?
Yeah, I put all my effort, all my strength, and I hit it. And next thing you know, I'm hitting the house.
My slice is so bad.
Cut so bad. So working on it, though. I'm working on it. Any of my fans got any ideas? Let me know. Yeah. I'm trying to get better. So, gentlemen, again, I appreciate it. See y'all tomorrow.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, fellas. Peace.
Hey, you guys got any upsets this week?
Yeah. Tom said look out for some upsets.
If you had to pick one,
Broncos.
If I had to pick an upset,
Broncos.
Yeah.
I think I will go with that one too. The Broncos over the Bills. Yeah.
I don't know because it's a divisional game today. I don't know that Ravens Steelers because anything can happen in that game. They know each other well.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the upset in that game, man.
I know you don't, but I'm just saying they beat them last time. They beat him early this year, kicking all field goals. They didn't even need that much offense. Anything can happen.
Yeah. That's why I said, that's why I said I stick with the Broncos.
The only way I see that happening is if Tomlin pulls something out and schemes in such a way that he can stop the run and put pressure on Lamar.
Man,
he's done it. He's done it.
John Harbaugh better not get out coached, man, by Tomlin, man. That would be crazy.
Well, the key is the coordinator. Harbaugh don't call nothing.
Yeah, but still, but we going in with a game plan, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even that, them coordinators come up with the first 15 scripted. And to me, Harbaugh, just me. Well, once I heard him one time, Ravens was playing Philly real quick, gentlemen, and they had the lead. All they had to do was hand the ball off a couple times, kick a field goal, and it put the game completely out of reach. But they had the lead. Marty Morningway calls a pass play. Joe throws a pass down in the red zone. Philly picks it off and damn near score. Luckily, the Ravens was able to hold them out and win. But when they asked John Harbaugh about that call, he says, I heard it in my headphones. Yeah, I should have canceled it. I should have said something. That's on me. So to me, I don't know. He's just not an X and O. He let his coordinators do everything. Yeah. And he manages the team. I don't know.
Yeah, but all right. So in those situations though, sometimes that stuff is going to slip by a head coach because number one, like I said, you go in with a game plan and then you managing the game, you distracted by what's going on the field. Some of that stuff might just slip under there.
Mike, you talking about is coming down the stretch. That's just like managing timeouts, making decisions and stuff like that. You do not in that situation, if I'm Harbaugh, I'm telling my coordinator, run 3 times and kick. You got to manage the game to some degree. You know what I mean? This was the end of the game. And he let him call that nonsense. I just think he a rah-rah guy, to be honest with you. I think he a rah-rah guy, but we'll see, though. We'll see. Yeah. I think Tomlin always outcoached him because he don't call enough.
Yeah, but I think, I think he get outcoached too.
Yeah, it's gonna fall on Moncton. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yes.
And that guy, the defensive coordinator, it's gonna fall on them 2 guys.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it tomorrow, but
yep.
I'm feeling cautiously optimistic about that Monday night game.
Yeah. Oh, about the
Monday night, the Vikings.
Yeah, ran in LA.
Good to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they've only lost to 2 teams this year, the Lions twice and the Rams once, and that Rams game was right after they lost to the Lions, and of course last week we lost to the Lions. So I'm cautiously optimistic that we're gonna bounce back and be ready this time for the Lions, the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be a tough game.
Where did they move the game to?
I haven't, they've been talking about moving it. I haven't seen exactly what the latest is on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look that up real quick.
Yeah. They should be able to do something too against the Rams defense is ranked 20 something. Let me see.
The Rams defense is not as potent as it's been in past years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vikings looked flat in the loss against them offensively, and it was right after the Lions loss where they lost that close one to the Lions,
right,
by 2 points. So I think some of that was just the letdown of losing the undefeated season.
Yeah,
but I think now they're focused I mean, they've got the weapons on offense. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, they're in Arizona. Okay. Yeah.
So look, let me ask you this, Jim. Now, what do you think? Do you think the Rams going to keep Sam Darnold? Like, what's going to happen with Sam Darnold after the season? But you know, he looking at like what, about $50 million? You know what I mean?
I don't.
Asking for the truck.
Yeah, I don't. He's well. I think before the last weekend's game, it was very up in the air on what they were going to do. I think the old Sam Darnold showed up last week, and he just wasn't up to the task or the pressure. Yeah. So I think there will be I think there's going to be a push. It's just my opinion. I think there's going to be a push to move on from Sam next year. Kevin O'Connell, he's a quarterback coach. He can. I trust his ability to coach up McCarthy, get him ready. McCarthy's had a full year behind Darnold, so I fully suspect they could easily move on from Sam next year and go with getting McCarthy ready.
Yeah.
The problem against the Lion game, though, he threw the ball way too many times, man.
Yeah.
You don't need him throwing 40 sometimes. They couldn't really establish that run game to help him out. There was no balance.
No.
Yeah.
And when he had to put the throwing game in there, and it had to be on him, he had the opportunity to hit open guys, and he
missed them.
Do it.
Yeah.
Had opportunities.
Yeah.
That would keep them in the game.
Right.
Go toe to toe with that great Lions offense, and he missed.
He couldn't hit. And I mean, and also you had turnovers in that game they couldn't capitalize on as well, right?
The defense, Van Ginkel played out of his mind. And they couldn't capitalize on the strong defensive showing. Because that game should have been like the first game. The first game was 31-29 or something like that, right? It was a high-scoring game. And it shocked the heck out of me that both defenses came to play. And they kept both of those big offenses from scoring.
I'm always like Panama Queen says that you got to go with JJ and take advantage of that rookie contract, right?
Yeah.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, I just feel like once you have some success with this quarterback and that team, like that chemistry, I'm just kind of leery about messing with that chemistry. That's the only reason why,
Yeah, Addison and JJ are going to catch the ball no matter who's throwing.
Yes, whoever's playing quarterback. Yes.
Those two guys are phenomenal. Yeah. Well, and JJ, I mean, he's Randy Moss 2.0.
True.
Yeah.
And with Jones and Akers in the backfield, they're good, reliable running backs that can catch out of the backfield and get your running game moving. So they got all the components. They got all the components. And KOC, he's proven that he can coach up quarterbacks and get them ready.
And I saw them in preseason briefly, but the connection was instant with JJ McCarthy and Jefferson. No, Jefferson wasn't even in the game. He was on the sideline. Yeah. But the other kid, I mean, it was instant, man. Yeah. And plus JJ coming from being coached up by Harbaugh at Michigan. So I think she makes a good point. You solidify the run game. You got the outstanding wide receivers. You got a great defense. You bring them along. You don't have them out there slinging it all over the field. You protect them with the run game, play action, and just give him a little as the season go. I think that might make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That make a lot of sense. I don't know because I don't even know what kind of contract Sam Darnold would even garner.
Yeah,
just from 1 year,
Yeah.
Maybe they can get him on a bargain.
Well, I don't know about
maybe
that.
just sign him to 1 or 2 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that because of like I said, because of the success of the team. But if they feel like more of the success is due to the talent he has around him, then his actual, then they may not want to.
I think the team has the leverage.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh
too.
yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Sam Darnold's reputation is still holding on to him. He had 1 good year.
Right. Yeah. So.
And he didn't look good last week when the pressure was on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I love how he's playing, and I think he's gonna play well this week, and then we'll see if we have to, if we win this week, then they go against the Lions in Detroit again, and we'll see how that shapes.
Yeah,
that's gonna be interesting. Yep. It's a lot on the line for Sam Darnold.
It is. It is.
Cinderella slipper might slip off. He might turn back into a pumpkin. It's a lot on the line for that kid.
And if he goes out there and proves me wrong, I'll be the happiest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Now, if they make it all the way through, in the playoffs and they go all the way, I think you got to keep him. He's gonna get that money then.
Yeah.
Then you don't have a choice. Yeah. That'd be crazy. But I've seen teams do crazier things. I've seen the Ravens win the Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer and then go get Elvis Gurr back. So I've seen teams do it.
When the Ravens got rid of Trent Dilfer, man, I was mad. Even though I knew that Trent Dilfer wasn't, but still.
You got to give that guy a chance to defend the title, man.
Yeah, I'm like, he won the title. Why not, give him his job back?
Yeah, well, I think the defense won that year.
Yeah, but he didn't. His job. He did his job. His job was to manage manage, give a few points here and there, and that's why I thought the next year he could have did the same thing.
But you know what Trent did that was crucial? He told Brian Billick, forget all this complicated stuff. It's just ridiculous. He just said, listen, we're going to throw the ball to the open guy. We're going to establish the run. He simplified it. He told Billick, stop with all that. Let's just simplify. And they just ran simple plays, outstanding defense, ran the football, let the running game open some things up. And they hit on a couple of plays a game. That's all they needed, man. So I think he was smart for that,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And good quarterbacks know how to play within themselves.
Yes. There's a lot to be said about that, Jim. It's a lot to be said about that. Not trying to go outside of yourself. I take a guy like that any day. Because whatever he can do, if I'm a coordinator, I'm trying to scheme up things that fit with his strength instead of trying to have him play outside of his strength. So that's smart. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck up there, Jim. I wish the Vikings luck, but
well, if you're around tomorrow, I'm sure we'll talk about it. But
yeah, we'll talk. No, they don't play till Monday, right?
Right. We'll talk about it again.
Yeah.
We'll get more into it tomorrow. And also, I don't know if y'all up on it, but I want to talk about this situation that's going on with Skip Bayless. And I don't know if y'all up to that, but I do want to get into that a little bit. And my take on it and hear y'all take on it about the Skip Bayless situation. So we'll be hopefully everybody who tuned in today or tune in tomorrow, especially Panama Queen, because I want a female's point of view about like the situation
about Joy Taylor.
It seems like most of the reports and most of the backlash is going towards Joy Taylor.
Yeah.
More than Skip Bayless. And what's the other guy named Charlie?
The executive there at Fox.
Yeah.
And so, most of the backlash is like going towards Joy Taylor more so than it is, Skip and the guy named Charlie. So I definitely want to get into that tomorrow. Along with some playoffs and some NFL. It's an NBA discussion.
Yeah. This been good, fellas.
Yeah, man. And everybody make sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate everybody who was who tuned in today and participated in the comments and everything. Jeremiah W, Panama Queen, Time. Let me see who else we had. We had a few other people in here, but like I said, I appreciate everybody who tuned in and participated. And man, we can
fellas, I wanna apologize to you guys because I wake up in the middle of the night because I'm asleep when all that stuff going on in the thread. So I send my response and I said, I know them guys sleep. I hope their phone's not disturbing them, but that's when I'm up.
It's all good with me though, because I get up early anyway, so I just
So anyway,
I just check out everything early in the morning.
And maybe we can touch on them tiers, the NBA tiers.
Yeah, that's what I do want to talk about those NBA rankings and those tiers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. But y'all enjoy the games today, man.
Y'all enjoy the game.
Yeah, I may have to hit Time's. Time had a 3-game parlay that I may have to try. He went with underdogs of Green Bay and the I think it was the Commanders and Denver.
Oh, okay.
Woo!
And that'd be a tough parlay.
That's tough. I don't think all 3. That's tough.
That payout would be good.
But when you parlay, you can adjust the line. No, that's a teaser. That's a teaser.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Yep. But all right, but good luck with that.
Time.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
All right, everybody.
Mike.
Like and subscribe, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m. We got another good show coming up. 11 a.m. for our next live show tomorrow morning. That being said, don't forget to leave a comment, and we will see you all tomorrow morning. Peace.
Peace out.